What's up, dudes? We're gonna be going over the SISSY squat today, an excellent exercise to help target and isolate those quadriceps. Now, a lot of people will target the quads by utilizing a leg extension machine, but those are pretty expensive. And if you have a home gym like we do, well, you don't have a lot of room, maybe you don't have the money, and this exercise, the SISSY squat, can help target the quads much like the leg extension, so it's amazing. All you need is your body, is what makes it so great, and you get those big quads, you get that good activation, and that burn and pump that we all want. So we're gonna be going over two variations of the SISSY squat, one standing and one kneeling, and it's gonna be very simple to do. Let's get started. Yeah. So first we're gonna be covering the standing SISSY squat. Now we're by the squat rack because we're gonna be utilizing this to help with a little balance here. You don't need a squat rack, you can really use a wall or anything that you can hold on to. And you're gonna get in a position with your feet just about hip width there. And like I said, you can use something to balance yourself. And this might be a little awkward at first because you have to get in that proper position where you are going up on the balls of your feet and your legs and torso are going to stay in line, and you're going to be leaning back really far, just like so. You're gonna feel that deep stretch in the quads, and then you're gonna extend in the knees upwards. And that's what's gonna help activate those quads, is that knee extension, much like the knee extension machine that you'll see. And the reason why you're keeping your torso in line with your legs is that way you're not utilizing hip flexion or extension, which you can immediately activate more of the glutes, maybe a little in the hamstrings. We're trying to isolate the quads. That's why we're only utilizing that knee extension. Now, what you got to think of in this one is that you're not squatting down. Some people have a hard time kind of getting into that leaned back position. Again, that's why you balance yourself with something, but the more you do it, the more you can kind of get down this form and the function. You really want to feel that deep stretch in the quads. And what you don't want to do is, once you're in this position, bend and then squat up. You really want to keep that torso lean back and in line with the legs and extend and really squeeze that top position. That's really going to help activate it. The problem with the standing SISSY squat variation is that you can feel a little discomfort in the knees, because as you can see, I mean, that can be a lot of weight and pressure on that knee joint. So you can be like, my knees don't really feel right on that one. I don't like that one. The good thing is the other variation we're gonna cover puts a little pressure off of the knees and a little bit more on the quads, and that's gonna be the kneeling variation of the SISSY squat. As you can see, we have a pad here, and this is gonna help with a little bit of the knees on a hard floor. So you wanna make sure that you're comfortable, because you are placing yourself on your knees, and you're gonna get about in the same distance with your knees as you were with your feet in the standing SISSY squat there. So just about hip width there, something that's comfortable. And very simple, much like the standing one, you're going to be slowly leaning back, making sure your upper torso is in line with your legs. You're gonna feel a deep stretch in those quads, and then you're gonna be lifting back. Now you can either keep on the balls of your feet, or you can keep them flat, depending on your flexibility or the comfortability there. With kind of your feet flat here, you can go a little bit more of a stretch in the quads, and then extend up, just like so. So the important key at the kneeling SISSY squats is the very slow eccentric movement here, all the way back, getting that deep stretch, and then slowly extending. Now it can feel a little awkward, and you really do have to engage your core as well to keep that torso in line. Feel that stretch and extend up. So a very simple but effective movement, because you still are using that extension in there without using any of the hips, and you're immediately gonna feel in the quads there. And you can't get as much of a squeeze in that top position as you do with the standing SISSY squats, when you kind of extend and kind of like squeeze those quads. So it's a little bit of a different activation there. You're focusing a little bit more on the eccentric movement, the way down, and you still are getting some concentric, but maybe not quite as much in the standing. So it's one of those things where there's slightly different activation, but it is about how you feel in them. Of course, the standing ones put a little bit of pressure on the knees, with the kneeling ones a little less, but maybe get a little less activation in the quads. But either way, they're still super effective in helping to activate the quads, to help to isolate them with just your body weight, which is amazing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this really quick, easy tutorial on probably a little lesser known exercise to really isolate the quads. You know, try these out, let us know what you think, and as always, stay buff.